Victoria Abel with Stillwell Racing with PR, and we are back for the round 3 of the Cookout Winter Heat Series at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
The weather out here is kind of mild and wet today, so we're going to see a lot of legend car action. We're kind of iffy on the Bando action. So everybody sit tight. Let's go racing.
Skydiving mode, and we're going to the driving meeting. Let's see what they're talking about.
Again, I do want to welcome you to the Cookout Winter Heat. We know there's issues along the way that we try to address. Some good, some bad, some answers you like, some answers you don't. But we have to make the calls as we feel best as we go.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Rainy day. Rainy Saturday.
Yes, it is. But we're here at the Winter Heat, Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Glad right now we got rain moving in. Should be here about 2 o'clock.
Practice in the rain. Awesome. Yeah! Going to qualify in the rain. Let's see how that goes.
About to go off for qualifying. Let's see if we can go get the pole.
Hey guys, we just qualified in the rain, and for the Young Lion division, Lucas Vera qualified 8 and Izzy Wilson qualified 11. Semi-pro qualifying, Garrett will be starting in 6th, Jason will be starting in 8th, Justice will be starting in 10th, and Logan will be starting in 17th. And news for this week, Cole Docker has moved up to pro, and he's qualified 9th for his feature. Good luck to all of our drivers.
Oh, trying to get some rain tires on.
Rain tires. We're good.
Why do we always have to run in the rain?
Hey guys, I'm here with Jordan, and we're trying to figure out if we're gonna race in the rain tires or we're gonna race dry tires.
All right, well, right now we're looking at running the race tires because the track seems like it's going to dry out pretty quick. It's not really puddled up, and they took the big blower out there and blew all the rest of the puddles off. So we're going to make a run in our race tires, and we'll just see how it goes from there. If we get any more rain, we might have to go grab our rain tires.
Got to rain a lot now. Let's go rain race.
All right, we're starting off with our semi-pro feature. We're going to watch a few laps of this one as Tommy Good and Ryan Heim lead the field down the back straightaway 2x2. The track is slick, so these guys are going to have to use their heads early. And we already got one around, Dason Robertson, our Stillwell Race with PR driver. Fast forward the action all the way to the final lap of this one as we got Tommy Good, Ryan Heim, Garrett Lowe, Nate Trado, Jake Waltman, and Justice Calabro vying for top 5 positions and possibly a win. Ryan Heim into the back of Tommy Good. They're drag racing to the finish line. Tommy Good holds on to win the semi-pro feature. Ryan Heim will finish 2nd, Garrett Lowe 3rd, Nate Trado 4th, Jake Waltman 5th, and Justice Calabro will finish 6th in the semi-pro feature. We're going to send it now to Victoria Abel for the final rundown.
Another great run for Garrett Lowe, finishing 3rd today, and Justice finishing 6th again. Tough spin for Dason Robeson in the beginning of the race, but he made it back up to 15th, and unfortunately Logan got taken out in the middle of the race, but he finished 18th.
Nice work, Garrett.
Thank you.
So I think we made the right call by putting the rain tires on.
Hey guys, I'm here with Garrett Lowe, our top finisher in the semi-pro race and overall. How was that crazy race today?
It was a little bit more calm up towards the front this week. Started up in 6th. I was able to get up to about 4th for a little while. Kind of survived through the cautions. Rain tires were a good choice. The track was still a little wet. I just kind of rolled the top around a couple guys. Got to 3rd on that restart there at the end. Was able to hold on to it. Thought it was going to move him out of the way for the lead, but didn't quite get there. So P3 will take it. We'll come back tomorrow a little bit better and see if we can't get that win.
Hey guys, I'm here with the fight with Jason and Justice. But seriously, what happened out there?
Well, there was a bit of a misunderstanding coming off track at the start of the race. Unfortunately, Jason got spun on lap 1 and they didn't throw the caution, and you can see how he feels about that one.
Yeah, I wasn't very happy, I could say that. I mean, I'm sorry, Justice, for like screaming at you and throwing a fit, but we're still friends now. We're still teammates, and we'll just come back next time and hopefully get them. It's frustrating. You get some of that in racing, and just one of them deals. I wish I could come back and do something different or do a different line, but just get them next time.
Well, hopefully none of this happens tomorrow because it's going to be dry out, so we don't have to worry about the rain. Hey guys, we're getting ready for our featured race, the Legends Young Lion main event. And here's Jordan with the call.
Thank you, Victoria. As the Young Lions have hit the track for their feature race, this is our featured event from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, round 3 of the Cookout Winter Heat Series, and it is a wet one today. These young drivers aged 12 to 15 are going to be fighting handling and the track conditions in this one for 25 laps. This race is sponsored by Mexicasa Restaurant and Grill, the best Mexican cuisine in Harrisburg. Come in hungry, leave happy. And by the Pat Rogers Foundation, working today to improve tomorrow. So we've got 11 drivers that are set to take to the racetrack and try to tame the wet. But let's give a little rundown of our top 5 starters here. So on the pole, we have the number 3 of Will Cox, and to his outside is the 44 of John Holker. Starting in 3rd is the 99 of Cade Brown, and to his outside is the 54 Paul Owen starting in 4th. And rounding out your top 5 is the 45 of Bryce Applegate. As far as our Stillwell Racing with PR representatives, Lucas Vera in the number 1 OB Builder in Mexicasa Legend car, he's starting in the 8th spot. And the 14W of Izzy Wilson is starting 11th. So this is both of their first time in the wet. So this will be an interesting race for them, as well as some of these other Young Lion drivers. First time racing in the rain, so you'll see the variance of the experience in the rain and the inexperience in the rain. As the 3 of Will Cox and the 44 of John Holker bring the field down slowly to take the green flag, 25 laps, and we are underway here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So we fire off. We head down into turn number 1. We got a little bit of a jam up going into turn 1. Holker around out in the grass as the rest of the outside line pretty much was out there mowing the turf. I don't think you need to mow it. It looks like it stays about the same every time we come here. So the field, riding the top side here is the fast lane in the wet. You get a little bit better grip and traction up off the corner. We're single file early going in this one. Will Cox has opened up about a 2 to 3 car length advantage over the 99 of Cade Brown in 2nd. The battle right now is for 3rd. Sean Abel, our trackside reporter, Victoria Abel, that is her younger brother, as him and Paul Owens duke it out for 3rd, as Lucas Vera has jumped all the way up to 5th from the 8th place starting spot after 2 laps into this one. So the field going back to single file racing action. We're going to get an onboard shot here of the OB Builder cam with Lucas Vera as he tries to track down top 5 runners, Paul Owens. And actually he's under attack from Bryce Applegate. And Bryce Applegate can't make the power up off of turn number 4, but look at Lucas as he runs right in the middle of the racetrack, nice and smooth. And he's going to lay the power down on the backstretch up in the concrete. And you just don't want, you want to finesse this track in the wet. You don't want to overdrive it. You don't want to get with it beyond your limits. You'll be off the track, out in the turf in no time. All All right, so now we catch up with Izzy back here in about 9th place. She's under attack from the 4 of Parker Eatman. And even, oh man, he slides up and he gets into the left rear of Izzy, spinning her around. It's hard to get traction front or rear running the lower to middle part of the racetrack. And you just run out of real estate. They're both running for that same spot on the racetrack. And it looked like Parker just got in there a little hot underneath the Izzy, and they made a little contact. And any little bit of contact in the wet right now is just going to send you sliding. So Izzy, a little bit of trouble early on. She got her car back straight as we pan back to the front where Lucas Vera is putting the pressure on Paul Owens for the 4th spot. And you are in a ride along with Lucas in the OB Builder cam, and you kind of see what he sees as he tries to work over the 54. Lucas looking to the inside. Nice move, but it's really hard to lay the power down. You see the wheel crank to the right as he tries to hold on to it on the backstretch. That middle line is really hard to get the power off the corner when you can't use the entire racetrack. And Lucas falling behind him. Paul Owens almost got the wall. And as he almost gets the wall, Sean Abel is giving up positions. He slides off in turn number 1. I'm assuming he got in a little too hot there, and you can see the results of driving in a little too deep. Lucas and Owens here is getting really good as Lucas struggles to get traction off of turn number 2. See him get a little sideways, a little bit of drifting action for all of you drifters out there. And it's pretty much the only big battle going on right now. There's about 2 or 3 that are in line running for 5th, but the battle for 3rd and 4th right now is the big battle, as Will Cox has opened up a big lead on Cade Brown out in front there, 1st and 2nd. So Lucas continues to stalk Paul Owens, and Izzy Wilson goes around the 44 of Holtger. So I think she's putting a lap on the 44. So Izzy continued to ride along in the 9th spot. She's doing a really nice job keeping her car straight and keeping all 4 wheels on the track. And Izzy continues to improve. It seems like every time she hits the racetrack, that dirt experience of hers seems to help. And as soon as I say that, I think I jinxed her. She went off in turn number 3, but she's able to keep it going. As we're going to cut back over to Lucas Vera, who's going to give a nudge to Paul Owens. The battle for 3rd is really heating up. Lucas to the inside. They're side by side. He's going to look to take Paul's line away entering turn 3 to get this spot. And Lucas has collected the 3rd place from Paul Owens. And sometimes that's what it takes. You just got to force the other guy off the track, whether you run him out of real estate or you push him off. Sometimes it's the only way that you can make the pass in the wet. And that was about as clean as it gets. As now Bryce Applegate is licking his chops to get him some of Paul Owens. And he's going to make that pass for 4th. As we get a wide shot here, we actually see Izzy staying on the lead lap right in front of our race leader, Will Cox. And he's got about a straightaway advantage over the 2nd place car of Cade Brown. And then Lucas is back there in 3rd. So it's all clean and green so far. There's been a couple spins, but no caution yet. Everybody's had to keep it going and keep rolling. And for the most part, everybody's still running on the lead lap. They're running their own laps and at their own pace. So a pretty calm race as far as cautions go. But there's been a lot of action going on out there as well. We got a caution here. And it looks like the 44 of John Holtger has went around. That was the halfway point just before this caution. Will Cox has led every lap to this point. Cade Brown is in 2nd. Lucas Vera is in 3rd. Bryce Applegate, who's actually the car that made a little contact with the 44 of Holtger to send him around, he's still sitting in 4th. And the 5th place spot is held down by the 88 of Sean Abel. So he's recovered back to a top 5 after going off a track a little earlier. So nice recovery for Sean. And Izzy's still holding the fort down in 9th as we've reached this caution here with 11 laps to go. And while we're under caution, we'll take the opportunity to remind everyone to go check out our Facebook page, Stillwell Racing with PR, where you can keep up with all of our race team's activities throughout the 2020 season. And visit our YouTube channel, where you can catch up with all the behind-the-scenes action from the racetrack and at the shop in our weekly vlog series. And you can catch this race on the LegendsNation.tv live look-in on Facebook, so go check out their Facebook page. And also go subscribe to LegendsNation.tv so you can catch all the 2020 racing action from the Cookout Winter Heat Series, the Winter Nationals at Citrus County Speedway in February, and the big show, the Bojangles Summer Shootout, coming up in June and July from Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Lucas Vera landed up to third, and my brother's right behind him.
So that was our trackside reporter, Victoria Abel, watching her brother Sean, and then her teammates Lucas Vera and Izzy Wilson take to the track. We're coming back to green now. Will Cox and Cade Brown now on the outside. The green flag flies. Cade Brown licking his chops. He's in the catbird seat as we head off into turn number 1. He actually slips at the start-finish line. All that paint made him spin the tires. He about hit the wall. They're coming off of turn number 2, and Lucas putting the pressure to Cade, but not enough. Cade powers around Lucas on the high side as Will Cox back out in front as we cross the start-finish line. This time it'll be 10 laps to go, and our top 5 are all single file now as I think it's the 54 of Paul Owens. I couldn't read his number there for a minute, as they were not able to lay down the power off of 4. The 45 of Bryce Applegate now slides up into 4th. So we're all single file up front. You can throw a blanket over our top 5 drivers, as it seems like the field's a little bit tighter now after that caution, and everything got reset. So Will Cox still pacing the field, but the battle right now is 1 through 5, and then you got a little battle back there between 6th and 7th of Sean Abel and the 77 of Carson Ramsey. So we're going to look back here at Izzy. Izzy's making laps, doing a great job. It seems like a couple laps ago, before the caution, she actually ran a really good lap. She was on pace with the top 5. Needed a little bit of track position, but she's gone back, still holding down that 9th spot, and she's still logging laps and picking up her time as she goes throughout the race. So hopefully Izzy can bring it home in one piece and a good finish, as Sean Abel looked like he was putting the pressure on Carson Ramsey for the 6th spot. Our top 5 is still within a half a straightaway of each other. So this is still a pretty tight battle. Luke is still hanging into the back bumper of Cade Brown for the 2nd spot, as he's got a little bit of a gap between him and Applegate back there. So the laps are starting to tick down in this one. Right around 5 laps to go. So it's go time now for these boys and girls in the Young Lion class. Applegate slides off the track, and he's under fire from Paul Owens. But for Lucas and Cade Brown, they're the only ones within shouting distance of Will Cox. So they need to start making some moves and picking their pace up if they're going to if they're going to put a challenge to them. So Izzy Wilson still making laps back there in 9th, doing a really good job keeping her car clean, as Sean Abel's making a move on Carson Ramsey, and it looked like the 45 of Applegate must have went off in turn number 1. Barely seen him in the camera shot there, but he was off in the grass, and he's back about 7th now as laps continue to wind down. And then Lucas looks like he's starting to lose a little bit of his steam, losing ground to Cade Brown and Will Cox. So it looks like Cade Brown's going to be the only one to really have a challenge for Cox here late in the going. The battle's heating up really for 5th. There's about 4 cars under a blanket back there. But we're going to keep the camera on our front runners up here, as Will Cox continues to lead over Cade Brown, Lucas Vera, and Paul Owens as the top 4. And Applegate going wide. He stayed on track that time, and he's actually going to pull away from that battle between Ramsey and Abel. And Izzy Wilson's got a front row view for that, as she rolls along in the 9th spot, and she goes for a little bit of a ride out through the grass. As the leaders are taking the white flag, Will Cox with his lead over the 99 of Cade Brown and Lucas Vera right in tow. They come around taking the white flag now as the battle, and we got one around. The 44 of Holker goes around again, but he gasses it right back up right in front of the field, and everybody keeps it going. Nobody else involved. So we're going to stay green as the leaders are tracking around the track one final time. Off of turn number 4 comes the 3 of Will Cox. No pressure from behind. He takes the checker flag in victory for Will Cox again here at the Cookout Winter Heat Series. In 2nd place is the 99 of Cade Brown. 3rd place, still racing with PR driver, the number 1 of Lucas Vera. 4th place is the 54 Paul Owens. In 5th place, narrowly, as you see from that camera angle, Bryce Applegate edges out the 88 of Sean Abel to wrap up the final spot in the top 5. Izzy Wilson comes home in 9th. That was fun. That was good. Happy coach, happy life. Lucas ran great. He finished third. Izzy ran really well. Almost had top 5 speed. The consistency is coming with her. She looks really good.
We just finished the race and we're in tech right now. I ended up third, started 8th, and passed a lot of cars, and I was able to stay smooth the entire race.
Sweet.
Yep, really happy.
That was good. The Bandos got rained out, but they will be making it up tomorrow. I'm Victoria Abel with Stillwell Racing with PR. We'll be back for round 4 tomorrow. See ya.